So, when I was in therapy for the first time, my therapist did an exercise with me. She had me draw what my depression and anxiety would look like in a monster demon form. She did this because I was a fourth grader and had no emotional intelligence. The drawing was supposed to allow the two of us to explore my mental state on a mutual ground, a way in which we could both collaborate in examining its appearance. This is something along the lines of what I had drawn then. Now, I'm sure you can tell that I'm not a great visual artist, and I wasn't back then either, which may be in part why the drawing exercise really never got either of us very far in understanding my mental health. We never really addressed why it was that I was having trouble connecting with others, why this creature was making it so scary for me to connect with others. We were communicating in a medium whose language I didn't understand enough to speak in. But I've always been a musical kid, so I wondered if a method like this could work in a musical form. I found the perfect collaborator for this project in my mentor and friend, Dr. Chris Patty, professor of communication at App State University. What began as a project amongst multiple friends slowly narrowed its scope to just the two of us. We've written a few songs over the semester, and this is a short chronicle of just one of those songs. The development of our friendship and what we've learned about creativity and community along the way.
Everyone's hand hates it at first, and then you will kind of like be like, oh, it feels pretty good. Okay. What were the chords that you were doing to play song? Oh, I think it was E minor and then C. Okay. And
our conversation about trying to, be like, why am I not as talented as Phil? Full experience is buzzing. What? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And like,
how does this sound? Like this, as you're talking, you maybe think this.
I wish I was like you. But if I was, who would I be to do? I wish I was you.
I wish that I was you.
I wish that I was too. Again? Or no? No, something,
Well, you could even not rhyme and just say, could I be anyone else?
yeah. You could be anyone else.
You could be.
You could be anyone else.
One of the best jazz musicians that I've ever met, Brad Babinski. What he reminded me of, he's like, nobody knows your riffs but you. So like, it can kind of seem like, oh, you're doing that all the time, but that's because that's like in your brain.
Right.
But to Brad, all my little slappity slap was like, whoa, that was totally new. So same thing with you, like you're used to playing your stuff, and you can probably already pick up on like many of my patterns, like the minor pentatonic. And at the same time, I'm probably doing some stuff that you're like, whoa, that was crazy. How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about your stuff too. So we don't know each other's patterns like we know our own patterns.
Right.
So it often sounds really radly new to me when you're playing, even if you've played it a million times.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean, that's what Brad helped me realize. Thoughts and habits not conducive to the work. Thinking you can only do your best work in certain conditions. Romanticizing negative behaviors or addictions. Believing a certain mood state is necessary to do your best work.
Oh, wow.
Just these
Yeah.
lists, and like sometimes it's like the rules. Like to me, thinking like this is what I need to be creative. Those can be some rules. Like I need to have my bird here, and I need to have gotten 12 hours of sleep. And
Yeah.
you have an ability to capture my live moments because it's hard for me to be open when I'm being recorded. Phil will tell you this, man. Back in the day, before Prozac, dude, the perfectionism was insane. Like I would do a take 1,000 times. Like an actual 1,000. That's too many fucking times, dude. Well, I think this is, we have gotten to know each other through this process, and that's we were thinking like, maybe we can perform on campus, and and I agree with all these things in theory, and I'm in support of like, doing all that kind of creative stuff too, and also, doing songwriting with anybody and novices, because anybody can do songwriting. I love that songwriting, so there's like therapeutic aspects to it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's all cool. And I think what actually happened is like this allowed us to get to know each other in a much deeper way than I've ever been comfortable with ever in like 20 years of doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of, we became the subjects of it, not intentionally, like it started off, because we've already had the ability to communicate in every other register,
Yeah.
but then to be able to go beyond the intellectual and the verbal and like to the totally to the feel and to the art of
Yeah.
it. It just like it just means I feel like I've actually gotten to know you at a crazy deep level.
Yeah, me too.
Like more so than most people in my life.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to
And-
know that I'm not the only weirdo.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Hold on.
Cool. All right. And
I wish I was like you. If I was, who would I be too? I wish that I liked you. If I did, would it be true? True. I wish I was you. You could be anyone else. If I was, who would I be to me? I wish I never met you. Nothing you could do. If I did what I'm supposed to do. Far away, all these things I see and say, bombs away, like all signs are here to stay. Far away, all these things I see and say, bombs away. Like all signs are here to stay. Then again, life blooms. Worlds reflecting drops of dew, and all of this fades away. All these fears, these needs to stay. Stay. Cause you were just like me. As different as two could be. Parts of a whole that all add up to zero. To zero. Far away, all these things Nonsense, I stay to me. All these things I see, these things I fall away. All these things I see and say, walk away. Blank cold signs I hate to stay. Blank cold signs I hate to stay. Blank cold signs I hate to stay. Blank cold signs I hate to stay.
That was okay.
That was fantastic.